Okay, cool. Okay, so I mean, see, whatever you tested yesterday, that's also fine, but that is something like internal tool that they used, okay, and they actually try to submit some request with this schema and get the response. All right. So this is like a
Yes. Do
tutorial
I
kind
need
of
to
thing.
write?
Pardon?
Yeah. Do I need to write these SOAP request in real time if I'm going to test web service testing? I have
See,
to write all these.
you will get a schema, you will get a I mean XML file, something like this. All right.
Okay.
But you need to manipulate
Yes.
the data. So the string format is where you will put your data,
Okay.
and remaining all you don't need to write. This is a schema, so this should be already been defined.
So I need to put only the values only.
Yes, obviously, right. So you will get a proper data format structure, and you need to put your values according to the test cases, and you need to get the response.
Okay.
Okay.
So how will the test cases for web services? The normal like normal test cases.
They are normal test cases, but there will be a lot of business logic that you need to derive. So example, that's what I'm writing here. Okay. See, there will be different cases. Example, you will get this kind of mapping. Okay. So the mapping is about, I think I already explained you some time back. Let
Yeah,
me,
we already got all these mapping data and everything. We will get. Or
yes.
do we need to create them?
No, see, you will not create. Think that you are in the real time. Okay. And in the real time, what will happen? You are whatever BA or you are whatever the person who is responsible for you, and that person will give the mapping document to you.
Okay.
So ultimately, you need to always remember a point that you are there to test something.
Okay.
It can be anything. It can be data, it can be UI, or it can be web service, it can be database or anything. So wherever you go as a part of a testing world, you have to you keep in mind that there will be some application, and there will be some expected thing that you will be provided, and you have to make sure that whatever the thing is expected, that is complying with whatever there in the application. That's it. That's a global fundamental rule. That's it. Okay, so from your side, you will get all these things, and you just need to verify that whether the expected things are coming properly or not.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just waiting for seeing for an application which I can draw something. I think PPT. Okay, I got this PowerPoint. Okay, just try to put that in a small PowerPoint thing. Okay, the system is a little bit slow, and internet also is a little bit slow.
Okay.
So okay, so that's fine. Um, Close. Okay, cool. Okay, so example,
Yes.
if I add something like small boxes, I will just want to insert a box or data table, and we for an idea multi part symbol. Okay, you got a symbol clip part. Okay, so okay, let us put this computer for a minute. Okay, so you have a computer, and you are putting a request. Okay, so you want some kind of data from somewhere. So example, so basically web service is all about communicating between two systems, right?
Yes.
Okay, So we have something like this, and think that this is a server which is providing the this is a layer which is providing you a web service, okay, and this is a layer which is providing a web service. Think like that, okay, for a moment. So ultimately what you are doing, you have a computer and you put a request from somewhere to somewhere. So example, if I take this remark, okay, so you put a request from here. So what happens when your request is sent, internally there will be a big server, okay, this is the box which is providing all the business logic. So so ultimately you have to test this, okay, and you have to test whether this box is working fine. And there are two cases. One case, you may get the response back to you, okay, and there is one more case where the response will go to a third party, okay. So example, like if you are doing a payment and that payment request will send through a authentication, and then you will get an SMS. So that SMS request is sent to BT. Example, this is a BT machine, okay. So you are from your system, you are putting a request to have a payment, and the payment screen will what it will do, it will send an OTP code to your mobile. Example, it is some activation or something like that. So to get an activation code, it will talk to your third party BT system to send one more XML file as a SOAP request, and the BT system will send back to your mobile a particular kind of a SMS, okay. So in this case what you are doing, in the case of this, you are just sending a request and you are checking the other side of the request, how the request is being converted. So the request that you kept has been transferred into one more request to a third party. This is one type, and the second type is, this is a very normal basic type where you put a request and you get a response back. So you need to validate whether the response is coming properly or not, okay.
It's a
normal kind of thing. So if you talk about the normal kind of thing, okay, so what will be happening is, you will get source A and source B. Means source A is your computer, and here you will get a response. So what we can say here, the source A is equal to, again, I mean, this is the response. So you are putting a request. So example, the XML file is something like this. Let me open this soap. Okay, open this. Okay. Okay, so say example, your soap will be like this. Okay. So what you are doing, example, for an example, we take for an example that you have a test something like this. Okay. So your XML will be like this. So typically what you will do, you will actually see, and I'm talking the case of
verification Schema in the place of question mark, isn't it?
Yes. So you need to see, first of all, from a real time point of view, you need to think, what is my source A? Okay, the source A here is verify email / email, right? So you have to forget about other things. So you need to, just a minute. Example, you have a mapping like verify email / email. Okay, and you put some test data just for purpose. Okay, you put a test data, and this is your request. So in this here, you have to put test@test.com. Okay, like that you will have one more mapping. So mapping is all about that. Okay, and you have something like license key.
And what is this optional kind of things?
Okay, so they see, there are some fields which are optional, and they will actually see sometimes. So whenever you pull your schema, I will show you how to pull a schema. Whenever you pull your schema, you will get some optional fields where you can just leave that as blank. Okay, so means you have to test that whether if optional fields are left blank, then also your request is properly fulfilling, instead of throwing an exception. Okay, I'll show you that
like
that case.
Another negative test case kind of thing.
Yes, you need to make sure that the mandatory fields are properly work. So that is not a, so that's like a validations. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll put test cases here, right? Okay. So if you go to this mapping sheet, so the second thing is license key. So license key is, I mean, example, this is an optional thing. What you will do for happy path point of view, you will give something like ABCD, happy path point of view. Okay. And you put your ABCD here. Okay, and see what is the response that you are expecting. Is there any link between your request and response? You have to check this. Okay, for that you send a blank. So there will be a response XML response schema as well. Okay, so how the schema will look like is, let us send a proper data. So we got this XML. See what we are getting. We are getting a response, something like this. So what we are getting, so these are all the actual tags. So we are getting not this one, which is nothing to match with this, slash yield email demo not found. Okay, so response code
Slash.
So slash is nothing but I'm just going to that particular route. Okay, slash is nothing but just like from I'm going from node to node.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so you'll get all this. It's not a data actually, this is a source. Okay,
It's a response, isn't it?
yeah, this is a response nodes. Okay, so response
Okay.
headers. So if I put it here, okay. Okay, so what is happening here is, okay, I need to put one thing down. Insert command, delete insert, enter shift cells down, enter row and shift cells down. Okay, cool. Okay, so now what happened? See, you have a request and you got a response.
Yes.
Okay, so in most of the cases, normally, if you are putting a test data, then there will not be a link between your input and output. Okay. See, now thing is, this is your request headers that you are sending here, and this is the response and the data that you are expecting. So this is sample data I'm writing. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a mapping sheet that your BA will give you.
Okay.
Okay, so he will say that this is the mapping sheet. I am giving some test data to you. Please make that as a reference data, and from there you can actually add more test cases. So now it is blank. I'm leaving that as blank, and this is as false.
False.
Okay, and here important thing is you will have a business logic here.
Okay.
Logic of each and every field. Okay.
Okay.
So now let us take this. So he will here say should be a valid email. Okay. So this is a bit of logic email. Okay, which complies international standards. Okay, right. So like this, he'll put a comment on that, and the license any free text. So he will put something like this, so that you know that what is the significance of each and every node in your request XML.
Okay.
And like this, here also he will tell that this comes from database as per code. Okay, code is as per the email given. Okay, which is actual service. And the last email server, if email server is changed, something like this. And false means is good email. Okay, if email is code some 1, then good, then true, or false. So you are saying that if the code is 1, then only it will good, otherwise for all the other codes it should be false.
Okay.
So like that we get a logic here.
So the response code should be 1, it will be true.
Yeah, true. Like that he's having a logic in it.
Okay.
Okay, so like that he's having a logic saying that if this is only 1, then only it will be true, otherwise it will be false. So that we know that now we have a little bit idea what is happening, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So now, and there may be some.
So all this logic I need to write, isn't it? Logic.
Yeah, logic your BA will give you. If you don't give you have to write.
Okay.
So you need to have this logic. You need to write the logic based on the inputs from the BA and the business people.
Okay.
Because this is the actual requirement how the web service should be built.
Okay.
Okay. Now what happens? There may be some cases where there may be a link between the request and response. Unfortunately, in our case we don't have, but there may be something like example. I'm just telling an example that's not existing. Okay, something like location. If you have this, you may get a response exactly with the same thing, but in a different node.
Okay.
Okay, and the test data is London, and if you send a location, then it will be London. Okay, see, means it is saying that same as the request. Very simple. So whatever sending, it will be there. And but he may say that if city not correct, okay, then no response. Okay, as the response is an error code. Okay, because if it is London, then means that you are searching for some email in the London, but that's fine. But if it is something ABCD, so your particular location is not correct. So the code may be completely, it may come up with an error code.
Okay.
Okay, so that is you need to keep in mind.
Okay.
So see, till here we talked about all the positive scenarios only. We did not talk about any negative scenarios, right?
Oh yes.
So this is more of a logic. Okay, not logic. It is like a happy path. There may be negative. Okay. What is negative here? Now, so now the first is mandatory fields.
Okay.
So what we do, we actually copy all the requests and put it here, and we put a logic saying that what are the fields which are mandatory. Okay, so delete it, and here we will say just star location is star. Okay, we do this so that people know that what are the fields which are negative. So what you will get, so once if your fields are non-mandatory, then you will get, instead of all these things, you will get one particular thing called, see, I will test that. See, if I put completely in all special characters, okay, and don't give this. Okay, we are talking about negative thing, right? Okay, so let us see what will happen. Invalid email address. Okay, but that is again a positive sign. Okay, so it is giving a code. I think if you are not giving current license, oh no, license key expired. So what happens? You know, this license key is only for 10 minutes. That's a problem.
Okay, that means
Because we are using free service, right?
yes. Okay.
Okay, let me. I think I want to break somehow. Okay, wait. Okay, see, this is the thing.
Unable to process the request.
Okay, so if your mandatory fields are not sent properly, then you will get a message
Okay.
saying that, and your now it will be like completely new set of nodes.
Yeah, 4 codes.
Okay, so the nodes are completely different.
Post.
So what is expected here? Soap server means if you are not sending any of the mandatory field, you will get a code like this.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so now like this you will have this negative in this only, I mean, which is like this is the mandatory thing. Okay, and you may have something like wrong values. So then example, if we say that okay, so example say that location is equal to some ABCD, that is a wrong value, right? Email, anyway, email is verification, so if you give some special characters, license, if you give some special characters, then we see that there are wrong values. And what should happen then also, I think, so it can be anything, it can be, it should have to give the same kind of response. Okay, so like this we have negative, so this is more of a validations kind of thing, but see typically nobody will give this, because we are in web service. You have to keep that in mind, that no human being is being involved in it, but it is part of a computer which is generating an XML file.
Okay.
So the likely chance of having those kind of things is very less. But still we are doing only for our satisfaction.
Okay.
But I mean, the main problem will come in the logic actually. The response code is more important for you.
Okay.
Okay. So like this we can have a mapping. So now you have to design your test cases. Okay. So now saying that verify that okay, email, okay, with blank, email with single character. So the service is all about email validation, right? Okay, then get correct response code. I'll give the response codes. Wait, this is service for that as well. Okay, see if we go to this get response code, return codes. Okay, so we got some response codes. Okay, if it is blank, then it is invalid email ID, right? Okay, so what I'm telling, if it is that, then it is invalid email ID. So expected code. This is for us, for our case. Okay, and you can write feature files for that as well. Anyway. Okay, so we can say that if that, and we can give the data here, any kind of set of data. So you can say that blank, okay, special characters, numbers, okay, and space, something like this. And for all those things, you should get this. Okay, so verify that if email format is
So with the help of mapping sheet, we have to create our test cases.
Exactly. Okay, if email format is correct, but domain not existing, okay, then throw correct response code. See, it is all about code and the text. Anyway, when you get the text, you will get the code as well. Okay.
Okay.
See now, if email server accepts email, user not found, verified email address, this is a good email. So this is 2 is the perfect one actually. Okay. Email domain not found. So I'm talking about this.
Okay.
So it should get a 5 response, and you should get a string here in your response back saying that your email domain not found. So string and the both code should match. Okay, and also because make sure that there is a logic of this as well, good email. Okay, so you need to make sure that even the good email, maybe I think I need to write that as well. Okay, and again this is not a good anyway, you need to got a good. Okay, so somehow you need to write the thing. Okay, so like that. So like this, if you see this, there are a lot of written codes. Okay, if it is timeout, so if you are, I don't know, so you need to emulate that. You need to ask your developer to make sure that the service is down or something like that. Okay, and domain valid, email server down. Say, yeah, this is I'm talking about. Email server is down. So you have to route into your own email company. So if it is Gulliver Travels, you should ask your developer to stop your email domain for some time so that it gives that as response code. Okay, so license key allowed license. This is our own internal thing. If user is asking more than 10 minutes, the same request from the same user. So because we can't do charity, so we are saying that if it is more than 10 items, then I can't give the response.
Okay.
So you need to create your scenarios like this, but not that for one scenario you get one. Okay. So example, if you see your requests, it is again license is there. So there is a bit of logic of license also. Okay. So verify if email is correct. So take a good email. Okay, and license is blank. Okay, and it should do something. Let us verify that. Okay. Oh no, it's gone. Okay. Oh no, just a minute. I had messed up that. Oh, configured everything, but I messed up that. Okay, I'll do that in a minute. Okay, so example, if we give, so good email is the actual email which is existing, because this server is very intelligent. If you give test and test.com, it says that everything is fine, but it won't give us a good email because that domain does not exist. See. Okay, current license. Yeah. Anyway, it will give this response code saying that email domain not found.
Okay.
So that's the reason I have to definitely give a proper email, Sriramangala that's so, and give this as blank, and then see what will happen. So current license. Anyway, it is talking about license. Okay. So if it is that, then you give a split blank, and what you get? You get that your server is not valid, something like that. So that's a different request. So it should be error code, more of a code with license not valid. Okay, if it is like this, it has nothing to do with error codes, but it should get something like this. I think we need to write that that as well. Location, email, license, any free text. Okay, and if blank, then error code. Okay, so you should get something like this, fault code and something like this. Okay,
Okay.
so you put that. So like this, you need to write the test cases. And coming to a negative test case, okay, then you verify that if all the fields are not sent, then user get no exception. So sometimes you know what happens, they'll send an exception, Java exception, something like that. So instead of that,
Okay.
it should not be an exception, but a correct code. Okay, something like this. And this is we already have in the mapping. You can say that as per mapping. Okay, unexpected value as per mapping. So like this, you need to continue and write your test cases.
Okay.
So once your test cases are there, done, then the actual thing starts. Actual designing of your test cases in SoapUI. Tell you that. Okay. So now what happens? So once that is done, so you know that. So you go to your SoapUI and start a new project, soap project, because we're talking about soap here. Then only you'll get all these things. Okay. So epic. Okay, and WSDL. So now you need to get the proper WSDL. The WSDL is this. Okay, so we have a lot of. Okay, I will show you. See, this one is very bad. This is not working at all. I'll show you how. I mean, the service is not at all good, and this service is the second service is good. Okay, so I will put a wrong service which is not working. I'll show you how it is not working, and then I will show you the correct one.
Can you send me that link also, Sriram, that WSL link, that page?
Yeah.
This page, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. See now. Okay, I will show you again. Okay. See, if you put a new soap request and say epic 2, and whenever you paste this, it will ask whether do you want to create a test suite or not.
Okay.
By default. Okay.
Okay.
So and create sample request for all the response operations, because you know you see what will happen. You know, when if you click on this link, very funnily it will give some set of XML file which we don't understand, but the tools will understand. See, it is giving some data, right? So what it is indirectly telling is, it is saying that what are the number of APIs that it is exposing, okay, and how and what kind of parameters it required.
Okay.
But we don't understand, and we should not need to, because it is an HTTP request. Okay, so but the tool which we are using is this guy understands that particular messages. Okay, so that's the reason if you click on OK now, what happens? You know, it wonderfully create your requests and your test cases as well. It will create some sample test cases for you, so that it will be easy for you to go and work. Okay. I think I pasted that one. I pasted what I had pasted in your Skype. I pasted it. That's the reason why it is not able to find any WSDL.
Oh, okay.
See, so now it is telling us it found an operation, means it's an API. So it's a method which has been exposed. Okay, so is valid email is a method which has been exposed, and that method requires some inputs.
Okay.
So it will show all the set of operations that it supports. Okay. So a single WSDL supports more than one operation.
Okay.
Okay, so right now, so that WSDL is called an endpoint. So that endpoint supports a lot of methods. In this case, it is only supporting one. Okay. But the actual testing that we have on the other side, I will show you, which is the real one. will have a lot of things. Okay, so it is just asking what is the thing. So now it had created a dummy kind of thing. See this one. Okay, and it had created a test cases as well.
Okay.
See, this is important. Okay, so one test case. See, one test case. Forgot about this. This is for us to actually understand how the request look like. Okay, so this is just like this. So this is a typical XML file. So because it had been talking with that other guy, it had created a sample XML for us.
Okay.
But this is just a definition of the API.
Oh.
So from here also we can run it, but this is not a test case because we are here. Test case is in this box. So example, if you see this, if I give something like test@test.com, okay, and if I send, so here we will get an option to send the request. Okay, and the end question mark WSDL should not be here, because this is just automatically this SOAP request will put that question mark WSDL while sending the request.
Okay.
And you can see this request in different formats. Okay, but it's all same. Okay, so if you put it, run it, see what will happen. Is giving, is not say, so it is giving that my email ID is in false format. Is it really in false format? No, it is absolutely fine, right? Even though I give my personal email also, it is showing that the email format is correct, wrong. So that's the reason why I thought, okay, this service is not really doing good. Okay, see, it should, at least now it should give a true.
Okay. Yes.
And even the load, there's some load testing as well. So the load should also be, you should get the response fast. Otherwise, even the test is not correct. Okay. So now we got the response, but it is giving false. It means that it should be true, obviously. So that means that the service is waste. So and see, if I give a blank, instead of giving an error code, is given exception.
Okay.
Okay, so out of index exception and all these things. So this is a real bug actually. This is a proper bug. It should never throw any exceptions. Okay, it should properly give an error code. So you see, if you see that in our expected Excel sheet, we are finding something like this. At least it should give an XML proper format with a fault code and fault string. Okay. In other cases, in real time, if they will give a error code and they will give a error description, which means that they had handled the exceptions properly in their development.
Okay.
They'll give you something like U12 and will give something like bad request, something like this. At least it should make sense.
Okay.
Okay. So example, if you go to website and you click on a button, if it is showing an exception, it's very wide, right? Yes. At least it should give a message saying that the server is having some problems. Please get back to us.
Okay.
So like that, it should not throw in these kind of exceptions. So that's the reason why I said that the service is not correct, not good. Okay. So it should actually, at least say, even I said this is giving a fault code and fault string, but in real time you should get something like this. Okay. Anyway, so now forgot about this epic 2. I'll delete it. Yeah, if you want, I will save it and send it later. So now actually let us go and start the new the other one. Okay, epic real. Okay, and that URL is this, which is this. Okay, so this is a little bit better than that. Okay, so now see. Oh no, there is some dots. I don't want the dots. See, it will all give some everything. Okay, if you want to understand. So now if I do this, it will. This is the real thing which have all this thing that we're talking about. So it will now give the different APIs which is supporting. See, now it is supporting 4 APIs. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So it is not single API, it is 4 APIs. And if I click on OK, so it will create one test case per API. Okay, so system is asking like this. Okay, now we can see that
Yes.
this epic real is this is, see,
4.
it created 4 test cases and it had given 4 definitions. So this is for a definition purpose. Okay, just if you want to make sure that what is the definition
So
of that.
we can put the values over here, isn't it?
Yeah, just
First
for
one.
initial sanity smoke testing purpose, you can put the values here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that just for testing purpose. Test at the rate of gmail.com. Okay, so see how it goes and the maximum timeout. So what is within what time you are expecting? Okay,
Okay.
because there are some websites which can't really wait for hours and hours for you to validate your email, right?
Yes.
So in that case, they will say that maximum timeout is 3 seconds. If it's less than that, then they will handle that in different way.
Okay. The license key will be the so if it is a true one, it will be 1 something like that. License key. The ABC.
No, license keys. See, thing is, see, this is a free service, but in real companies they will get a license key, some
That is
kind of.
the code, I think, like fault code, something like the code.
Yeah, that will be a code. Then only the service will work actually.
Uh-huh.
Now this guy is giving us free. That is the reason why he's not validating this.
Okay.
If he validates this, then we can't really work on this because for all the requests it will give the same response. License key is invalid.
Okay.
Okay, so this guy had just left this license key as a free text. That's what I had exposed. Okay, so now if I do this, see what will happen. Okay, see, it should give a proper response saying that timeout. See,
Yes.
we had given 3 seconds. It had taken more than 3 seconds. That's the reason why. But you know, if it is timeout, how the email is good? It's a bug actually, right?
Okay. So, but it is in the same good format, isn't it? test@gmail.com. So it should be true, isn't it?
Uh, I don't think so. See, thing is,
the format is good, so it show what it will.
see, the timeout is okay. Whatever you said may be right. Let me put as a tester.com and see. Okay, what will happen? So I think the format will be only good when your email ID have all those things verified. So if email is this, mail servers will accept. Okay, but not. Let us see. I mean, maybe you may be right. Let us see. But let us put only 1 second. Okay. Anyway, this will fail with the timeout.
Yes, email domain not found.
Okay. So that means that, yeah, you are right in this case. It's not a bug, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. It is. But anyway, but why it has not thrown an exception? I mean, it did not throw any timeout, right? So it's responding fast now.
Okay.
Okay, so that test that you said, I think I'm not able to replicate. I will only replicate for the first time. Let us put 0.5. I think 0.5 will be wrong. See,
Yes.
This is a bug actually. Just, oh no, this is fine. This is fine. I think. Server was unable to bear the request. So there is another an XML document. Input string was not in the correct format. I think this is more making sense, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
why it shows like that this is 0.5 something like that we put.
yeah, so it is saying that it should be int.
It should be in data type.
0.5 is not int, right? So let us put 0 and see what will happen. License keys. So
There is a response code for.
I think maybe we can try after 10 minutes. Whatever you said. Okay. I'll put it here and let me come back to the actual test. Okay. So now we have 4 APIs and every API have their own tests. Okay. See. So right now forgot about the other one. Forgot about the.
These are all manual kind of things, isn't it, Sridham?
Yeah, everything manual. We are not talking about automation at all.
Okay.
Okay. So this is all manual. Okay, so now see for the step, see there are a lot of different components in SoapUI. Okay, and this is more of a soap. But if you go and right click here, you can see that there's a lot of steps here.
Okay.
So every step is having its own significance. And the Groovy script is a step which will help us to automate some of the things.
Okay. Okay.
So this is where the Groovy script will come into picture. Okay, so right now for your point of view, the only thing that is required is the data source, because I am trying to bring the data from Excel sheet and run as a data driven test.
Okay.
And second thing is, to make that as a data driven test, I need to have a data source loop. Okay, so right now, before making as a data driven test, let us make a normal test cases. Okay, and then we can parameterize that. Okay, so yeah,
which language we are using to automate this one? Groovy support which language?
Groovy itself is a language actually.
Sorry?
Groovy itself is a language.
Okay.
It
So
is.
for automation, can we use automate this using Java or something like that? JSON?
Yeah, see, because we are using SoapUI Pro tool, that is the only reason why in this tool, if you want to automate, we use Groovy.
Okay.
But if we want to take everything out and we don't care about SoapUI, so SoapUI tool is more of a good for manual testing, and it will help to do a little bit small pieces of code.
Okay.
It's like SAP XI module. Okay. So SAP ABAP module, where everything is a package, where little bit small code things that you can do using your SoapUI Groovy script.
Okay.
But entirely, if you want to automate it, then you don't really care about SoapUI Pro at all. You start everything from in Java only.
Okay. So
Okay.
JSON support Java? JSON?
See, JSON is a protocol which is used, is a file type which is used in REST service.
Okay.
Okay, so even here also we can use JSON if we want to test the REST service. Right now we are in SOAP service, right?
Yes.
So instead of XML, we can replace with JSON.
Okay.
So if you want to automate using Java, a REST service, we can do that happily. Okay, instead of XML libraries, we use JSON libraries.
Okay.
Okay, but this, see, again, put that in mind that in Java we can do anything in the world.
Okay.
So with Java, we can create a framework where that framework we can see whatever we are doing, we can do that using Java.
Okay.
By creating a sample XML files, loading it into an object, sending a request from Java and getting a response into an object, and split that object and read all the data with the expected value and put some assertions.
Okay.
Okay, and the same thing in Java. Instead of sending an object as an XML, we can create an object as a .json file and put a request and get the response as a JSON file and again verify it. That's it.
Okay.
So instead of XML, we are using JSON, but there is no big difference than that.
Okay.
Okay, makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, if let me.
SOAP is more for manual testing only.
Yeah, more of a manual testing, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a manual SOAP here testing. Automation point of view, you need to have a Java framework and all. So I think from your point of view, in this interview, don't tell anything about Groovy and all. You say that you use SOAP for manual, and automation, they started Java framework. Okay, where you are having a predefined XML files in your local machine, and you are converting that XML file into object and sending a request, getting the response as an Java object, and converting that and validating that particular response whether you are getting the proper data or not.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. And say that, I mean, we just started. I did not really do all this automation in Java. Okay, that's what in your CV we said that. Okay. Okay, right now, yes. So from that point of view, okay, that's done. So now let us now we are in test case. Okay, so for this test case, so it is not like all the APIs should have one test case. You can add one more test case here, and even you can add a new test suite. Okay, so let us add new test case. So let me match my test case with whatever test case I have. Okay. 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 So now this is a test case. With that test case don't have any steps. So just keep in mind that what is the test case we are putting email with single character, then get the correct response code, right? This is what we need to check, right? Okay. So what I can do here, I can add a step as a we are having a SOAP request. So this is a request. So first of all create a test request, and what is that request? So it is asking from where I need to get the request. Okay. So the request that I want to get is from this advanced email verify. So this is asking what is the API for that indirectly. Okay. And add validation response. Okay. So it is asking what kind of responses. Okay. Forgot about that. Get this. Okay. So this is just like the same thing that we had. Okay. And so this test case I added a one test step, and this step is nothing but a SOAP request. Okay, so this is the main foundation for any. Without this, there's no point of doing anything. Okay, so what is the data that I need to give here? Invalid email, right? So I give test here, and the timeout is doesn't really matter anything. License key is ABCD. Okay, see what now what I should expect? I should expect a code of 0. Okay, okay, and now because your timeout is that you are getting 9, but that's fine. Okay. In the real time you will get the actual response. Okay. So now manually you have a step and you did this. So what you can do now, you can go to the real test case. It's like a dashboard kind of thing, and you run it, get that. But one point we are missing. Can you tell me what point we are missing?
Assertion.
Exactly, you are very right. Okay. Yes, we have test steps, but there is assertions. The assertions you need to click here. There is one point called assumptions. There are a lot of assertions in this. Okay. And remember, we know we have something like XPath. Okay. In your that. The same way, XPath is nothing but here going into that particular node is called XPath. So we have this one. And XPath is nothing but how we are traveling from top to down, and putting a validation on a specific node. Okay. If you do this, add an XPath, so it will show you that this. So it will show you the response XML's complete structure. Okay. So where I want to put my particular XPath here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, right? So this is response. So obviously the validation will be on the response only. Yes. Okay. Request is our input data, and what is the response we are getting? We will put an exception for that. So what I do, I put this as my. I'm putting an exception on the code. Okay. Okay, and saying that particular field I'm interested. Okay. But I'm not telling it is 9. Okay, I'm just specifying that what particular node that you are interested. Now we got, and now it had given a hard code value of 9. Okay. So am I okay with 9 or not? Right now let us put as 9, and we'll modify that later. Okay, and we can test a live test. Okay, response content matches for. Okay, so now if I put a save, so now we got one XPath. Okay. So I now I can run my test either from here, which is taking some time, and you can see that all the assertions are passed. Or you can go here to dashboard and make everything run. So now you can see that there's an important thing called log, which will generate this thing. Okay, see, okay, test okay. So that means that the test is passed. Okay. So if actually the test is not passed because the response code that we are expecting is 0, right? Yes. Okay, so if we double click here and go to assertions and just modify this, that's it. You'll get this. So what I'm expecting here, 5. Okay, see, it itself immediately failed. So if I run individual step, it will fail. And if I run as a part of the complete test case, will fail. Okay,
Yes,
so it is expecting that this, okay, expected is fit, actual is this. Okay, so yeah, header, and it is showing that response message and export the session. So this is the thing what's happened. Okay, so it is just a very, so but here is the place where we get.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
any doubts here somewhere?
Okay, I need to work. I need to do some practice. Only I will be able to say something about this.
Yeah, okay. So the second thing is about maybe the last thing is about how to add a data Excel sheet data into it.
Okay.
So if you see this, I added some test cases, some test data here. So what I'm expecting, okay, and what else? Okay, so what I'm expecting here is, what is the field is good email. Okay, so what I can say is this, instead of putting all the test cases, I'm putting like a data driven tests.
Okay.
Okay, so what I will do is insert, and I can put, which is more flexible. I can say that this is a invalid email, something like this. Okay, no, it is invalid, but email not found. So this is a test case, something like, okay, good email and invalid email, and I can say something like domain not found. Okay, and email in domain not found.
Okay.
Okay, and for that test case 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this is my own thing. Okay,
Okay.
and this is the data, so I can say that test is email. I don't know. Okay, response code. Anyway, now everything I get 9 only. I should get the proper number, but because I want to make it to pass, I'm putting as 9.
Okay.
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 Domain not found is, so this is very important. I can say something like email not found. So yeah, sorry. So this one is like your domain is found. So it is like your Gmail is found, but the email in the domain is not found.
Okay.
So there is no user called tested in Gmail. Okay, means it's like if you send a request, if you send an email to this guy, you will get a response saying that okay, the domain had tried to put this email, but that person is not found. So the domain is found, but the actual person is not there.
Okay.
So example, if you say that Sandhya Bijo at the rate of something like maybe some Accenture.com,
Okay.
that means Accenture is existing, but your Sandhya Bijo is not existing there.
Okay.
Okay, and the second thing is I can say that test at the rate of test.com. So there is nothing like test existing. So domain itself is not there. Okay, so that is the difference. So something like this. Okay, and email in domain. Email in domain. Okay, email. What is this? Okay. Okay. Let us put this, and saying that false. Okay, now let us save it. So how to link that to this is very simple actually. I thought it's very difficult, but it is simple. Okay, so how we can do is, first of all, this is the input, right? So if you click on this, you will get an option here. Okay, first of all, sorry, I need to add a data step. So add a step called data source. And here just add a step, and here click on from where the data will be coming up.
Okay.
So if you put a grid, you can add the data here itself as an Excel file.
Okay.
Okay, you can add some data here, which I don't suggest. Okay, I think I can enter some data here. Insert rows to up. Okay, anyway, forgot about that. You can add the data there, but otherwise you can put Excel here, and you have to show where your Excel file is there. This is my Excel file, and the sheet is sheet 1, and where exactly I'm starting. We have to make sure that I'm starting from this email, right? I need to ignore first thing. So C2 is my first thing.
Okay.
I'm starting from C2. If I do this, and if I run it, just a little bit space. I need to save somehow. Wait. Automatically the data should come. I don't know why it's not coming. Okay. Okay, I think it will come. Don't worry. Okay, and then should get the data here. Excel sheet configuration. Properties sheet 1. Is it sheet 1 only? I did modify it here. Sheet 1 only. Start from C2. Data log.
Sheet 1, we have to give the Excel sheet name, isn't it?
Yeah, I need to add a properties actually. Wait, I need to have a mapping. We need to say that which field is what. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is what I need to do. So email and code. I will map them all those them automatically, and but I need to give exactly the same column names. Okay.
Okay.
So good email and emails. Okay. What is this code? Okay. So we get this. Okay. So that is done. So now because we need to make sure that we are looping all the tests, we need to put a data source loop. Okay. And this will ask you what I need to loop and what is the where I need to put the data. So where I need to take it and where I need to put it.
Okay.
Putting as data source, which is the step, and the test request is this. Okay. Now, if you go to your this thing, okay. So okay, and the assertions also we need to make sure that we had that proper assertions, right? So go here because we need to match that with an Excel sheet, not with the hardcode data, right? So and go here select a content. It will ask from where I need to get the data. So the data that I need to get is from. So for the response code, it should be this. Okay. And I add one more XPath here for the actual return value. Okay. So I need to good email is equal to false, select content from data source, and we got good email. That's it. Okay. To do this, I think this may not batch. Expecting is this. Okay. Now, if I go here, which is a dashboard, and run it. Excel was 0. Oh, this little problem with this Excel sheet mapping. Properties. That's what I thought. Okay, you see. Okay, now we got this, right? See, but it was like this. So we did a wrong by mapping it in a wrong way. So we need to get this good email down. Okay, run it. Now is it okay? Email code and good email, right? Okay, cool. So now go and run it. Okay, I think this This is already running. I need to stop this. Now go here. Comparison failed. Expected was this, expected, so why is not taking expected? Just a minute. It's taking all. Email is this, code is this. I should put this. Okay, but did I properly? That is the problem. Get data, and I need to put this and emails. Okay, so now it should work.
Assertion code should be 9, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I did right here. Assertion response code should be. Okay. Let me edit it again. Response code should be code only.
Okay.
Which I said. Okay. Okay. And the good email should be false. That is fine. And I kept false for everything. Wait. This is this. Okay, for everything we are getting 9, but why it is failing? Expecting blank, that is a problem. So it is, the actual is okay. It is expecting blank. Expecting blank means there is some problem with this expected value. So this is the expected result, right? Let me select it again. Okay, it is. So this is response code is code. Save it. But this one. Good email is good email. Okay, now let me run it. It's not getting the expected value. Some problem. Response code, lost email. Response code, good email, expecting blank. Actual was this, expecting blank. This is data sort link, which was somehow messed up. Okay, let me add one more step. I'll delete this. Add step, data source. Okay, but I need to add that before the loop. Okay, so I will make step up. Okay, so we'll add the steps like emails, code, and a good email. Okay, do this. Now data source is equal to Excel sheet, browse emails, which is perfectly fine, sheet 1, and it will start from C2, this one, right? So this is C2, okay, it does, and run it. Okay, we got everything fine. So now we got the data source properly. Now what we need to do, go here and say again get data from data source. Right. Okay, so emails did that, which is good. Okay, and let me remove this XPaths and everything. Okay, so send a request now. Just I'm sending. Okay. Okay, so this is running fine. Now if I put an assertion, okay, add exception, and I am saying that the response code, which is this, okay, and it should come from a data source where the code is 9. Save it and run it. Okay, it was a matching, very good. Okay, so if I add one more, XPath match, perfect, declare it. This is good email, Okay, and select content, data source, and good email. That's it. Okay, now run it. Cool. Okay,
Yes.
now go to data source. This is fine. Now go here to dashboard and run all the things. As a data driven test is failing. No. So now here it is passing. Somehow it is not able to get the data. So is it because it is opened? Run it. It's not pulling the data. Okay. It is very bad. One time it is working. And if I so data is coming. Okay, so no problem with the data. The only problem with this is data source. Okay. Okay, now it is passing. Okay, passing is fine, but it have to run as a part of. It have to loop through all the rows, right? That's my question is. Because now it is fine. It's running for maybe it is running for one time, but it should not looping.
Running separately, but when we loop that one, it will fail. It's
Yeah,
failing.
keep it this. Repeat it, yes. So add a session on this item. So that's fine. So why is the problem? Fine, but if we are looping, I think is it still will delete this and add one more data loop. We will not have trouble. Data source is data source.
Test request.
You know one thing, I think this is because yes, you need to put this down and more step down. Now go here. See?
Yes.
The only thing is I need to put that my data source up and test request down. That's it.
Okay.
That's the only thing. Okay. Very good. So if we modify and see whether it is failing or not. Okay, because we have this tester's mind, right? So okay, so if I open this just to make sure that everything is fine. If I'm expecting that as the actual expecting value as 5. Okay, and run it. Okay, failing, that's fine. Yeah. It's perfectly fine. Expected code is 5 and actually is 9, which is fine. Okay, but session is fine. Okay, but it is failing, which is fine. Nothing. But once it is failed, it is stopping. Right. Okay. We need to make sure that if it is failed, if one session is failed, we should make that. No, it is fine. I think it's taking some time on. That's it. It's taking some time. Run it again. So there's some setting which we can do it. Okay. So ultimately, point is that these assertions we can modify that and say that failed I mean, continue when it is failed. Something is select from current. Okay, we can. I think that is part of some setting, SoapUI setting. Okay. Okay, so that's it, Sandhya. So that is what it's all about. Okay, so I think you can
I
just.
will try. It's not possible to install everything in my laptop. The SoapUI Pro. I don't know why. I tried many.
I downloaded from this source actually. Maybe I can give you that link. This is guide. Where is that? SoapUI. I did SoapUI Pro, in fact, because Pro only have all this lot of assistants and all.
Okay, SoapUI Pro.
Yeah, Pro and Mac version I did. Okay, so if I mean you have to make sure that yours is this.
Yeah. I download that one. But the wizard is not opening when I try to install that one.
Okay, I don't know because I mean I just did and it was okay. You can try one more time. Maybe I think Java or something is being blocked or something like that.
Okay, sure. I will check that.
Okay then. So that is the thing. So hopefully this might.
I will try my. Anyway, I download and set up everything in my husband's laptop, so I can try it in that one also.
Okay. So I will